Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week. Just two old guys keeping it old school, talking about old games.
Just kicking it.
Just kicking it.
Yeah, closing out the year.
Yeah.
People
are busy. We're not really bothering many people.
We finished. We put our Christmas list making on pause to record this.
Mm-hmm. I put down circling every item in the Toys R Us catalog like I used to do when I was 6.
I got one of those in the mail this year, and I almost brought it over here.
Fully circled and just left it around somewhere.
I mean, just in case you were looking for any ideas or anything.
And then text me like 2 days later. Have you seen that very specific of all the things I really want? I think I left it at your house.
Yeah,
maybe. Could you look through it and see if it looks like stuff I would want, so I know it's mine? But today we have a treat.
We do.
Question mark?
We have a treat. We always have a treat.
Yeah.
But today we have a special treat.
Special treat. Because still more Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. We're enjoying it. Rolling down the Super Nintendo. So today we are bringing you just the smash hit in both cinema and small screen, Cool World.
Cool World.
Cool World.
Cool World.
Cool. Man, that would have also been a good Dairy Queen game.
Cool World?
Yeah.
WHIRLED?
Yes.
And hot treats.
Hot. Yeah, because it had to be
two. Hot eats, sorry. Cool treats.
One is for Genesis. The Hot Eats with a Z is for Genesis. And then
and
Cool World is blue for the Super Nintendo.
Hot Eats features Alton Brown on fire. That's it. There's a Food Network joke for you.
The best thing the Food Network has pumped out, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good Eats. It's good. I love it.
Good Eats and Alton Brown
in general.
Just Alton Brown in general. Yeah. Everything Alton Brown does.
How do you feel about the Food Network boy band style factory that they have for celebrity chefs? Doesn't it feel like that? Doesn't it just feel like they're let's get someone and cook, and then I don't know, just accentuate some kind of weird quirk in their personality, or
let's take somebody that can cook a little bit, and we'll just wiggle in there and then just flanderize whatever aspect an audience can get behind, and that'll be their thing.
Yeah. So,
and it's just it's like American Idol or anything. They just have every year this line-up-y thing, people they just produce.
Do they do the, what is it, the next?
America's Next Top Iron Chef. I haven't seen that in a while. I mean, I haven't, I'm a cord cutter, so I haven't seen anything on Food Network in a long time.
And you don't care, obviously.
No.
Otherwise, you would procure it somehow or another, right?
I mean,
you go over to a friend's house, has cable, and watch it every Sunday at 9 o'clock when it comes on, probably.
I've got all of Good Eats already, so I'm good in that regard. Whenever there's nothing to watch, or if I'm going to make something and I know I have this in my kitchen, what do I want to do with it? I'll find that episode and watch that episode of Good Eats. Still good.
Alton Brown's taco recipe is pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned that on this show before, and I am not afraid to say it again.
So is his waffle. For his chicken and waffles, I use his fried chicken recipe and his waffle recipe.
I've seen the waffle episode. I love the waffle episode.
And let's see. Otherwise, I've gotten back into food TV more than I have in a long time, just because of MasterChef. I really enjoyed MasterChef.
You've always liked MasterChef. I remember back in Murray.
I like Kitchen Nightmares.
I don't know.
MasterChef
oh,
is
not
new.
MasterChef, Iron Chef. I mean.
Oh no, yeah,
I get those confused.
The
titles
Japanese
which,
Iron Chef,
Yeah.
I love. I could take or leave American Iron Chef, but Japanese Iron Chef,
Yeah.
fuck yes.
I remember you watching that like a long time
I was into that in
ago.
high school. Fucking love that.
What is MasterChef?
MasterChef is Gordon Ramsay's. Because if Gordon Ramsay, if you let him be a nice guy, I enjoy it. It's like whenever yeah, I mean clearly the guy's an asshole, but he knows what he's talking
That's the one
about.
that yells at all the people
Yeah,
and
but-
throws pots and pans and shit at them?
Yeah, but let him be like mean to get shit done, but then like nice and motivation and then reward and like the shows where he gets to be a full personality I enjoy. So Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel Hell, and MasterChef. MasterChef is the cooking competition show for home chefs.
Okay. Do you think he's ever murdered a
Self-taught
person?
cooks, no, not professional chefs. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
To get where he is, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this is even funny. Yeah, I totally think Gordon Ramsay probably killed somebody in his earlier career to get on. I forget who who he learned from, but the guy is like
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsay. I can't remember. It's a French chef that he learned everything from. Who's supposedly like.
I learned everything I know about cooking from Ratatouille. Thank you, Patton Oswalt.
Because the guy is supposedly like the meanest, the cruelest, like would make Gordon Ramsay cry on a regular basis as he was learning from him. So
Marquis de Sade?
He probably murdered somebody. Yeah, he probably murdered somebody in order to like, no, I want to get in this guy's kitchen. It's Europe in like the 80s. No one gives a shit. Okay.
Yeah. Kitchen Murderers. That's a show I'd watch.
No. Well, I'm your beard host, Tyler. Before we get too much into the game cool world.
Into more Food Network topics.
Yeah.
Is there a Food Network video game? There has to be at least one.
Oh, I'm sure there's like a Guy Fieri Flash game. There's
Or an
gotta
Iron
be.
Chef game. They're probably like,
I feel like I saw an Iron Chef game, but I mean, the closest thing I've seen to an Iron Chef game is the cooking mini game in Suikoden 2.
oh, okay.
It is basically Iron Chef.
So like Cooking Mama is like baby mode.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cooking Mama is a simulation, but like Suikoden 2 cooking mini game is so fucking fun. It is one of the best mini games in any video game I've ever played.
Do you play as Gordon Ramsay?
I wish.
Can you name the character Gordon Ramsay?
You can name your character, yeah. G Ramsay, it's my next
Yeah.
playthrough.
G. Ramsay. Sometimes he's a cooking personality. Sometimes he's a pharaoh. G. Ramsay is the second.
Because remember Jacob was really into it too. Like him and I would just pour over, like looking over combinations and like if you put any kind of American style food in front of them in Suikoden 2, they hate it.
In front of the
They hate
characters
it.
in Suikoden 2?
Because you have a panel of all your 140 odd characters,
Okay.
and any like random 3 or 4 will be judges.
And they all hate American food?
Yep, they hate American. Well, like some might like American flavors, and they'll say that
Yeah.
like because they'll pull 4, and every character in your entire army has their own selective tastes. So then when they introduce the panel, they'll say, "Here's Flick of the Blue Lightning. He enjoys spicier foods, and but at the same time, your next one might be like the old fisherman who likes bland foods."
Okay.
So it's always it was really fun to try and figure out what recipes you have to go out and search the world for recipes to come back. And
So, like, what do you do, like, when you get a panel that has the guy who likes spicy food and the guy who likes bland food? Just cater to one of them, or
cater to one of them, or just try to split the difference.
Okay.
Maybe do 2 dishes that don't, or 2 dishes that do, or
interesting. So this sounds like it could have been a game on its own.
yeah, absolutely.
Better than Tetramaster.
Yeah, because it's cool is like you recruit the chef character, and whenever you go down to your kitchens, randomly another chef from another rival army will show up and challenge you, and then your main character becomes his sous chef, and you guys work together to fight the other chef.
Is there kind of like, have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah,
You know how they have that like pirate rule, the parlay?
yeah.
Like, do chefs have that code? Like, when you were going to school, like, did you learn that if you were ever like in a foreign country and where they're politically our enemy, they can't harm you. You just cook. You just
nope.
cook in a contest.
The only thing I learned, and it was on the Food Network, in any Japanese setting, never stand on anything you're not supposed to.
It seems like that goes without saying, right?
Well, it was
Please don't stand on the food, sir.
It was an Iron Chef competition between Bobby Flay and I think Masahiro Morimoto. And I think Bobby Flay, it was the second time they did it, Bobby Flay
stood right on him. Just stood right on that guy the whole time.
So I'm not moving. I'm America. Fuck you.
This is how we win things. We stand on people.
He won the second one by like a point. And in victory, he throws up his cutting board and stands on the table. And like the whole Japanese side was just like, fuck this guy. Like that piece of shit, disrespectful asshole. And they were all furious.
And then he asked everyone their age.
Tell me about your family on this interview. Come on, tell me.
So I was just curious if there's something like culinary immunity.
Nope.
No.
That's
a shame. So why don't when the rival army chef comes over, why don't you just like cut him down?
You could. You could. But no, that's one thing. Whenever you finally do play this Weekend in Series, I'm looking forward to that moment in Weekend in 2 a lot.
Well, let's just pre-record a whole bunch of these episodes, just like an inhuman amount of TADPOG episodes, and then I'll play the whole Weekend in Series just in a row. Yeah, that's the scary part. Is like, and I'll get into this, I'm sure, when we do our Fallout 4 final thoughts. Like, the older I get, the earlier fatigue sets in for me in a game.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about like going back and playing like the Weekend in Series, games that people absolutely love. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get through them.
So Weekend in 1 is 20 hours?
20 hours is great.
Mm-hmm. I think 3 might be... I've done 3 in 20 hours before.
Yeah.
There's one character who has a plot line that requires you to be in certain cities at certain times. So you have to finish the game really quickly in order to get his whole story.
Gotcha.
So I've done it that quickly before. But if you're taking your time and recruiting everybody, I bet 25 to 30 hours.
A 20-hour RPG, like I remember being in middle school and scoffing at a 20-hour RPG. Being like, that's awful. That sounds like you're not going to get $60 worth of content out of that. But now, like I hear like, oh shit, I can't remember the name of the game, Undertale, that everyone's going crazy over, that I really want to play. I hear it's like 8 hours or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds perfect. That sounds amazing. Tell me a story in 8 hours, and I'll be. That's like watching 4 movies where you get a full story in a movie. That's, I don't know. I'm changing, Tyler. I'm changing. I'm going through second puberty.
Time is a completely different resource now. I get it. So depending on what story I want to tell.
Okay.
Did you do any research into Cool World the movie?
Here's the research that I did on the movie. I watched it. I had never watched Cool World before. I thought about it. This is interesting, maybe. We used to have Cinemax and HBO when I was a kid, as we all know, because I would sneak down and watch softcore pornography at 11 at night. Cool, but I would do that. I would sneak down and watch like softcore porn and like Roadhouse and Porky's and like all this shit. But Cool World was the one where like I'd see the preview come on and be like, that is too weird for me. Like that makes me feel uncomfortable.
I mean, who jerks off to cartoons? Really?
So I never watched it. And for the longest time, I just remember thinking, for the longest time, I was just like, "Ooh, Cool World, too adult for me." And then I finally watched it today. But other than that,
me too.
Other than that, I don't know anything about Cool World.
So in lieu of my normal intro, because this is lengthy, I'm instead going to tell you tale of Cool World.
The tale of Cool World?
The tale of Cool World.
Man, I hope you can answer some like... I have some serious questions about the movie.
It will make a little more sense to you after you hear this. Okay, well, one, like I was semi-obsessed with the idea of this movie because of the way it was marketed. It appealed to me in a I was like,
what part of it?
Hollywood.
So the female, the strong female antagonist.
I didn't feel like I mean, I feel like it was arousing to me, but also it was a cartoon, so I didn't feel like I shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I kind of do. Because like when I saw the preview, I was like, "Oh, man, wow. that is one hot cartoon character."
Cuz I know cuz you have mentioned the guy who came up with Cool World before.
I have?
He is he's the guy who did I wrote part of his name down. Bakshi, Ralph Bakshi.
I mentioned him, huh? Oh man, you're really I'm being outed as a liar tonight.
He did that cartoon. It's not Felix the Cat, but it's something the Cat, the first X-rated animated feature. I feel like John Sullivan brought it up whenever we were doing
I think
his.
John Sullivan probably did. It sounds like something we talked about.
Okay, because he did it. So like this guy already had a name for himself in animation, and kind of like, I mean, he did an X-rated cartoon, but at the same time, like he was respected in the sense like he was bringing something new to animation and sort of pushing animation to the next level. So he had done television. He did that one movie, but then he got a big offer from Paramount, and Paramount was like, we want you to do a movie. Come to us with something, and we'll make this happen. And he's happy. He's excited. He writes Cool World.
Yeah.
And Cool World originally is supposed to be a horror movie. So the way Bakshi wrote it was that it is a horror movie where a man in the human world finds his way into a strange cartoon world.
Okay.
Where he meets a woman, has sex with her, and then leaves the cartoon world just behind forever. Years and years go by, and then the fucked up half-human, half-cartoon hybrid follows him out and begins stalking him and killing people, trying to kill him to get revenge on his absent father.
I mean, that sounds better than the movie that I watched.
That's the original intended plot of Cool World.
Okay.
So
that does not sound like a super great movie to me, but it does sound like a better movie to me than what I watched today, which was Cool World.
Yeah. Well, see, and because Bakshi had the idea, he really wanted it. He wanted to bring out the animation. His whole idea behind this was to make it like you're walking through Gothic paintings and things like that. He wanted it to have a very unique feel and look to it. And Paramount was behind him, and they constructed all these huge, elaborate sound stages. He got to pick his cast. So Brad Pitt Brad Pitt's the star of Cool World. It's a young Brad Pitt, but he's done some stuff before, so he's gaining clout.
He looks exactly the same as he does now.
Just like all skinnier.
Except that, and his eyebrows are a little different.
Yeah.
Because Nikki and I watched it today, and I was like, he looks the same to me. That man has never changed, except for a little bit of weight.
And his pick, he was very particular about who wanted to play Hollywood, and he picks Drew Barrymore. Signs them both on. Everything's good. They're set to do this whole big thing. And here's the part where Cool World turns into an 80s movie about everything wrong you've heard with Hollywood. Because
the character Hollywood.
Hollywood. Because
Drew Barrymore is not in this movie.
No, she's not.
Okay. I mean, because Hollywood is
also
played
not
by,
a horror movie, but
by Kim Basinger.
A lot of things
it kind of is a horror movie.
Well, you mean shit show. Because unbeknownst to Bakshi, and he's hired animation teams, they've had these sound stages, everything's set for this to roll, has no idea that the son of the president of Paramount, in secret, has Cool World completely rewritten by his two buddies. And
sounds awful.
He and his two buddies are the people who did Poltergeist 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
That's pretty much all that. They don't have a lot of credits to their name, but they were part of the writing team for Poltergeist. They were behind Poltergeist 2, and then a few other things. So this is what these guys do. So they
this is their hobby. Let's take somebody's dream and just destroy it. Let's warp it beyond recognition.
The three of them secretly rewrite Cool World into what we know today.
Yeah.
And then just roll in, or here's what we're doing. This is the thing now. And Bakshi flips out, and the company's like, nope, locked into a contract that you would do Cool World. This is Cool World now. We'll sue the shit out of you if you don't. So he's like, okay, I guess I have to direct this then. And then they like, Barrymore's out. Kim Basinger's pulling in bigger numbers. Now she's in. Not shit he can do about that. Because
I had only been familiar with Kim Basinger because of Batman. So, like, are you familiar with her filmography?
She was in L.A. Confidential.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And I know
it sounds very adult.
She was married to Alec Baldwin.
Oh,
so I'm sure, like, I think they probably had to be married around this time period. So, like, okay, but they say her box office numbers were bigger than Drew Barrymore. So, they.
Well, this is before 50 First Dates, so I get it.
Yeah, it's before Whip It, so it's gone. It's before ever after that Cinderella movie that she
never
did.
saw that one. Yeah, I skipped that one.
I had to see that one.
Yeah. Have you seen Whip It?
Nope.
I kind of want to see that. It looks like it might be okay.
I mean, I like Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I like her too.
So I haven't seen a lot of Drew Barrymore movies, but I always like her on SNL. I always like her interviews.
I remember watching Firestarter with Nikki, which might be Drew Barrymore's first movie, that or E.T., because I know she was in E.T. And I remember, because I like horror movies, of course, and Nikki was like, oh man, this is when we first started dating. She's like, you got to see it. Have you seen Firestarter? I was like, no. She's like, oh, you got to see it. It's so good. All right, let's rent it. We went to Movie World, rented it, came back to the apartment, popped it in. That was a bad movie. Really bad movie. Like 20 minutes in, she apologized to me. She was like, I remember this being a lot better than it is. So, sorry to just keep trouncing all over your.
It's too late. You don't talk to me for a week, Nikki. Come back to me when you're ready to be serious about this relationship.
Yeah. Come back to me in 12 years and we'll watch Cool World together before I record a podcast on the Super Nintendo version of the movie adaptation.
So when they recast that, changed the script, forced him to do it, and then the animation team came to Bakshi and like, what do we do now? We don't know what to do. And he's just, whatever's fun for you guys to do, I don't care. So that's why Core World has these weird cuts of cartoon characters and all these weird moments and like.
It is so like disjointed. Like, here's what I thought, because like I know exactly what you're talking about. There are these like moments where it's almost like a scene transition, where it's like just these like stationary cartoon characters are beating the fuck out of one another, and it's while like Brad Pitt is doing something boring in the background. It's like it's like he takes a 3-minute walk to a door and opens it, and while it happens, it's just like this repeated animation of a mouse chopping a chicken up is going on.
Yeah, so he just told him like whatever's fun. So it's just random things.
So dumb
to put in.
So dumb.
And so the movie was billed like it was promoted as, did you like Roger Rabbit? You're gonna love this. Like,
do you like fucking cartoons? Have you ever dreamed about having sex with a cartoon? You're gonna love this movie.
Because they pushed it like, all right, what did you really want to see in Roger Rabbit? Well, okay, well, Jessica Rabbit's tits.
Jessica Rabbit.
We know. So really, come see. Have you seen Hollywood?
Yeah.
Come see Cool World.
Come fall down that rabbit hole, right?
But so that's the way that people were like, oh, okay. So when people did go see it, like immediate negative, like everybody thought it was going to be way wilder, way raunchier, and then like people recognized the plot was disjointed and weird.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert was like, this is terrible. If you loved Roger Rabbit, stay as far away from this movie as you can. Like it cost $30 million to make. It made 14.
Yeah.
And of course, the son of the Paramount president was just like, no, this is gonna be huge. Look at this idea I got. This is gonna be awesome. I got my buddies who wrote this. All right, so yeah, just put like $30 million into it. We need video games. All right, this is gonna be huge, Dad. So all right, give us a Super Nintendo game and a Game Boy game. Make sure those are out there.
Oh, there's a Game Boy game?
There's a Game Boy game.
Guess what we're doing?
It's a lot different. I watched some playthroughs for it.
Does it
it's
look
a lot
better?
Different.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense. I'll say that.
I would love it if they were like, the animation team was like, you know what we're going to do? We can't do what we want to do in this movie. Let's just make a story that makes sense for the Game Boy platform. So like the Game Boy.
No one's going to see it coming.
Yeah, it's like the survival horror Game Boy edition of Cool World.
Because let's see, and then some other things that I thought were just weird. Like, All right, so the cartoons in the movie, they're all called doodles.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a more unconventional. They're not toons. They're not. Yeah, okay, doodles. Okay,
They're like,
I'm behind that.
What? Okay, so yeah, they're Toons and Roger Rabbit. We got to come up with, some kind of something just like it but different.
Yeah.
we really shooting for the Kmart of Roger Rabbit.
You're not wrong. But okay, but humans. All right, they could have gone with like
Humies,
humies, normals, norms,
normies.
straight liners,
Yeah.
or tons of things. So humanoid, they call them noids.
Is that why they're called Noids? I could not figure it out while I was watching the movie. I was like, why are they called Noids?
And of course, this is 1992. The Noid has already been a thing.
Yeah.
So why, like, that makes
And he's very
no fucking
cartoonish
sense.
on top of that, where it's just like, he's claymation. I don't know where that falls into. I feel like a claymation character should be called a Noid.
And I don't. Oh shit! What was I gonna say about that? Oh, I can't imagine trying to sell somebody on this movie.
It's impossible unless it's like, hey, do you enjoy watching a movie with your wife that's gonna make you super uncomfortable? Well, I guess you could watch Cool World and just like pause it when a cartoon character is sucking on Brad Pitt's finger.
Okay, did you want to see Jessica Rabbit naked? Of course I want to see Jessica Rabbit naked.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we've got a version of her. Not as hot, but she's like, she dresses a lot sexier, she dances around. And you're into cartoon sex. She fucks a real,
We know you're
real
into cartoon
dude.
sex.
Yeah, she fucks real dude. So there's cartoon sex in this movie. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I'll go see this. Yeah, but then she turns into a human.
Kinda.
And then there's no more sex. What? Okay, well, I'm into the cartoon sex, then that's the selling point. Then why did she have to turn into a human? No. Then she's like a bitch, and she still acts like she's real dumb, and then and the plot just stops making sense altogether.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, and then we get a really, really cool ending.
Yeah.
Wow. I will say that Nikki and I we watched this together. That is the hardest that we have laughed in so long. Do you mind if I talk about the ending of Cool World?
Have you ever played cards with a 6-year-old? Well, yeah. They just make rules as they go along. Yeah, that's what we do there. That's what we do here too. We just make weird shit up as we keep going.
I love the ending of this movie. It is amazing. How bad? It's the worst writing. It's an example of the worst, laziest writing. And I felt like there was a different ending in the beginning, but now I know that there was a whole different fucking movie in the beginning, and it makes total sense that just two dudes just kind of I don't know, what kind of ending do you want? You want a sad ending or a happy ending? I guess a happy ending. So Brad Pitt's character Harris, he's annoyed.
I'm sure, and Brad Pitt, I'm sure he signed on thinking he's doing a horror movie, and he's got to also be locked in. Otherwise,
you think?
Even young Brad Pitt, I do not think knowing what this movie is would have kept going. He had to have been locked in.
He's done some bad movies. I like Brad Pitt. I like Brad Pitt a lot. But I don't know. This is kind of one of those things where it's could go either way.
Because if he's done at this point, if he's done Thelma and Louise and Dances with Wolves and shit like that, he's a name that he can kind of pick his role. So I can imagine him okay, I'd like to do a horror movie with this guy.
I'd like to watch a guy fuck a cartoon.
I hope he was I'm not fucking cartoon unless, and the ending.
Unless, I get to fuck a cartoon as a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a law in Cool World. Cool World is a parallel universe where doodles live. Mm-hmm. Doodles live, and doodles really just violently murder each other. It seems like we at no point in the movie are we given an explanation of what happens when a doodle dies. In Roger Rabbit, we learn right up at the beginning what happens when a toon dies. A toon doesn't fucking die unless they're dipped. We learned that. And like there's a structure for that. And it's like a logic is constructed in a world that really needs logic for humans to understand what the fuck is going on.
Well, it's like in every fantasy setting, if there's magic, you have to thoroughly define the laws of magic, and then you work within that that structure.
You just gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
People
need to know like
internal logic.
Yeah, there has to be rhyme or reason. Like a fantasy setting, you have to explain why it is how it is. So then the characters are operating within the parameters of that,
right?
Albeit skewed reality.
So one law that is brought up is that annoyed is not allowed to have sex with a doodle because it can really mess things up.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, that's all we're given.
Yeah.
How Brad Pitt knows this is it in the police manual?
I don't know. I think he's done a lot of research on it. I think he knows because he's done a lot of research because he is in love with a doodle who looks like pretty much Hollywood, but the brunette version.
Yeah,
it's like the palette swap.
Yeah, it is like I don't know if it's like they're Betty and Veronica or
that's a really good way of putting it.
What her name's like Lynette or
Lonnie or something.
Lonnie and Hollywood. So,
so Lonnie really wants it. She really wants the Brad Pitt. Just deep inside the doodle, which they also there's a really weird thing where they talk about the physiology of the doodles, where it's like they are physically ink. Like it's mentioned that they're physically ink, and then there's like a fountain pen that is...
Yeah, pens are contraband.
Yeah, it's like a disintegration gun, essentially. So there's all this weird stuff. But anyway, Lonnie really, really wants Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt really wants Lonnie. They want to make a love connection.
See, they also talk like at the beginning of the movie, Brad Pitt is pulled through this tear in reality that a scientist is making.
Yeah, Dr. Whiskers.
But
it sounds like the name of my next cat.
So he's never. So apparently, there's never been a Noid here before.
Right.
Like, it makes it sound like he's the first one. Yeah, why is there this rule known when this has never happened before?
Well, see, I think he's done a lot of research because he gets sucked back. I've really thought about this. He gets brought to Cool World in 1945. And then in 1992 is where all this stuff with Hollywood and the cartoonist who gets pulled into it, who you play as in the video game, Jack Deebs.
In one of them. There's another one where you play as Brad Pitt's character.
It must be the Game Boy version.
Maybe.
I wish you were playing as Brad Pitt's character because like playing as the cartoonist is lame as shit because he is not cool at all.
No, he's not. You're right.
And the whole time he is just getting like, he's like the Charlie Brown of this movie, essentially. Except that at one point, instead of Lucy pulling the football away, he has sex with a cartoon
He sticks his dick in a cartoon.
Which has been explained is made of ink, so that probably doesn't feel that good. I could go buy a fucking bottle of ink right now and put my dick in it. That's a thing that I can do as an American. I can even tell the person at Michael's what I'm going to do with it.
Can you make sure? I mean, I need the hole in the ink to be about yay big.
I brought in a cardboard tube. I need to make sure that this goes in here.
Can you fill this Gatorade bottle with ink?
I'm going to need to warm it up in the microwave for about 10 seconds. So back to Brad Pitt and Lonnie. They want to have sex. They cannot have sex because if they do, they're going to break the laws of the Cool World physics. But you know what? You know what can happen?
What can happen?
If a Noid dies, Tyler, at the hands of a doodle.
Which also should have never happened before, but what happens?
They come back as a doodle.
Oh, man.
And then a doodle can diddle and no repercussions.
I hope you came up with that this afternoon. Like, I'm saving that one.
No, that wasn't on the spot. Are you impressed?
That's good.
So exactly how the hell did they know that? And it was like Lonnie, like...
And yet Lonnie, like, at the last minute,
like... Wait, did he die at the hands of a doodle?
Who? Because he's dead. Like the back of his head's busted open. You know.
And Brad Pitt's spider police partner is like, oh yeah, he did die at the hands of a doodle. Oh, you know what that means? And then Brad Pitt turns into a cartoon character.
Yep.
Like right in front of our eyes. That moment, I swear to you, like just silence in our house. And then Nikki and I just kind of turn to each other. We're both sitting on the couch. We turn to each other, lock eyes, and just start fucking dying. We are dying because that is the dumbest, sloppiest fucking writing we have ever experienced in our entire lives.
Did you notice all of Brad Pitt's audio after that sounded weird and fucked up? Like he clearly thought it was fucking stupid.
Yabba dabba doo, baby. Let's have some diddling doodle sex. Yeah, it's really bad. And if they knew that, and Brad Pitt's character Harris they really loved each other and wanted to consummate their love, why didn't she just kill him?
You're right. 100%.
That would have solved their problem.
And he had said, I don't want to go back. This is my reality. This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
They could have done that ages ago.
I would rather be in torment, Lonnie, for 47 years, I think. Let's just torment both of us mentally and physically for 47 years.
Blue balls for 47 years. That's like, at this point, it's like Tyler seeing Star Wars. It's just kind of a thing now. Just always having blue balls.
I think he was holding out. I think that was it. I think Harris's whole contingency plan was Lonnie. There had to have been something else.
Because it's insinuated that he never had sex with a human either.
Yeah, which I find really hard to believe.
She keeps asking. She asked that 3 or 4 times in the course of the movie, and he doesn't answer her.
Give me some material to work with, Harris. Please tell me. Have you ever had sex with anybody? I got to dip in my own ink later. Let's do this.
He's because he's got to be I don't want to answer that because then you're gonna want to tell me about all these weird ass there are only 2 people who look human in this cartoon world, and that's you and Hollywood. And I'm sure you fucked before, and everything else here looks weird.
Like an abomination.
There are so many wolves in suits.
Yeah, so many.
So as disjointed and awful as this movie is, so you could only imagine how it translates into being a game.
I could talk about the movie for an hour. I really could talk about the movie for an hour.
Well, that was my intro story.
I'm Dave, your bespectacled host, and I am honestly ready to just talk about the cool world for the Super Nintendo.
I'm sorry you probably should have went first.
No. I had an intro story. Honestly, I do not feel like the listener is going to miss out a whole lot if I don't share it. I feel like we have momentum going on Cool World right now. I feel like the cloud of negativity is swirling. You know how when a tornado kind of starts and animals start going crazy and shit, livestock starts braying and then people start closing their shutters. I feel like that's what's going on right now. In a moment,
Toto, yeah.
Yes, in a moment they're gonna have air raid sirens or something. Cool World.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, Tyler?
Mm-hmm. It's the cloud of negativity.
Cloud of negativity train. Is that what it sounds like?
Noise. Don't fuck doodles.
All right. Well, now we know. Now we know where the cloud of negativity train stands on intermedia relationships.
It's like the rules of the Death Note. They'll just be revealed when they're convenient.
Why were there no anime style doodles? And also,
I guess it's in their universe.
That reminds me of a question I had watching the movie. So the connection between Cool World and the real world is Vegas, Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So Las Vegas is our equivalent of Cool World. So does that mean if Dr. Whiskers had used the spike to open up a portal in, say, Japan? Is it different geographically or what?
Yeah, I mean, you would think, you'd think so.
This could be the BioShock Infinite of cartoon movies. They could just keep rolling these out forever.
Instead of a lighthouse, there's always a Dr. Whiskers, and there's always a giant glowing screw dagger.
All right. Yes, I do hear that cloud of negativity train, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Before I start, I would like to point out Hook did not have a Wikipedia entry.
Mm-hmm.
Cool World for the SNES has a lengthy one.
Your daddy spends $30 million to crush someone else's dream to make your farce come true. You're gonna have a Wikipedia entry.
Yeah. I do hope that the editors of this article on Wikipedia are the people who wrote the script for Cool World. Like, you know what? We got to make sure this comes back in the future. So we're going to have to really tout it.
A cult classic written by cinema masters.
Visionaries, animation visionaries present. Okay, guys. Cool World is an action game video game. Okay, they probably definitely wrote this. It's an action game video game released in 1993 by the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It is loosely based on the 1992 movie of the same name,
Which is loosely based on its own script.
Both the European version and the North America versions are in English. In contrast to the computer / Game Boy and NES versions.
Oh, I didn't know there was an NES version too.
Oh boy. Woo.
2 dudes? There you go. You're welcome.
January is booked. I know there are people out there who listen to both our podcast and the Two Dudes in a NES podcast. Please, please, please ask them to do Cool World.
I'm tired of them doing good NES games. Make them do Cool World. Let's all get behind this.
We all need to suffer a little bit. This version of the game played more like an adventure game. I mean, yeah, I guess. It is the only version of the game that allows players to control Jack Deebs.
Oh, man.
Now with 100% more Jack Deebs, who must avoid the advances of Hollywood and return home. Cool World was first mentioned on issue number 47 of the North American video gaming magazine Nintendo Power. Thanks for that sentence. So that's pretty much it. I mean, they go into gameplay, but we're going to talk about the gameplay. So
I tried playing this game first. It made zero sense to me.
So what do you mean?
So then I watched the movie because I was like, I don't understand anything what's going on right here. Nothing whatsoever. I pulled up like you did. I found the instruction manual. I read that, hoping I would glean something. No, nothing. No idea what to do.
Instead, you just saw like provocative illustration, and you're like, yeah. I need to watch this movie right now.
So I watched the movie, went back to the game, still really had no clue what the fuck to do. Because, like, I don't... This game is pretty short and apparently not that difficult just if you just know what to do.
I guess. It is short. I'll agree with that. I do think that this game
If you know what to do. If you don't know what to do, this game is fucking... takes forever.
Yeah, because I was like you. I started this game out fresh. I did not go into this game with a guide or having watched any gameplay videos or anything like that. I wanted to experience it like I would have as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I had absolutely no idea what to do. Mm-hmm. And that, honestly, I'm not going to lie, that was fun for me for about 8 minutes. Because I got to explore a little bit. I got to learn some things on my own. Like, there's like items that you pick up and you have to use the items to accomplish goals. So all of a sudden I'm like, okay, this is kind of like Maniac Mansion or something like that. This might be kind of fun, actually. And then I realized that no, this game is not going to be fun because there are no clues as to what you need to do.
No clues, and there's no like Maniac Mansion. You can walk around the mansion, like most of it fairly safely, and like explore. Like when you go into rooms, you don't know what's going to happen, but like, I mean, you're free to explore. Like there's no casual exploration in this. Like immediately everything's trying to kill you. Immediately, There's even one thing that will kill you. Like you walk down the street and a dog walks up to you, like a dog in like a jacket and a hat, and it's like a wooden nickel or your life. And, and I don't have a wooden nickel. So I just dead. Start over.
Yeah, he sets a pack of dynamite next to you, and you can't move for some reason.
And why there's a lot of emphasis on the game on wooden nickels. The movie, like If that's toon currency, if that's,
It's a
not
thing.
mentioned.
It's a thing that like one of the characters uses at the beginning of the movie, and then you never hear about him again. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why this game has kind of beaten me.
I thought that Bebe's Kids was the worst Super Nintendo game I had ever played.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And then I played this.
So you also think that this game is worse than Bebe's Kids?
Yes.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Bebe's Kid is shitty, but semi-coherent. Like, you know what you're doing.
Kind of. But you kind of know what you're doing, but you understand the fundamental concept of the game, and that is that you need to fight the enemies.
Yep.
That does not exist in Cool World. It doesn't exist in Cool World.
The game, because I did look up game facts too to try and help me on this a little bit.
Yeah.
And there is one game facts. Let me pull it up here.
It's by our good friend Kix.
God, I wish. This guide is exclusively for Christian gentlemen. If you're not, please close out.
I sure wish that Hollywood would keep her skirt downward.
So, last updated in 2000. This guide, the only one for Cool World, by Andy420.
Yeah.
You want to get a hold of Andy420 at hotmail.com.
All you gotta
him.
do is light that blunt.
So
here comes Andy420.
It gives his intro, his email, when it was updated, and then large, all bold. If you do put this or any of my facts on your site without permission, there will be taken immediately legal action.
Okay. So we have to be careful.
I'd like to thank you for reading this.
We got to be careful, Tyler.
And I would like to say that if you want to put this guide on your site, then see above. Sorry if I'm being rude, but I'm sick of people taking my page without asking for my content. Thank you.
I don't understand that. Like, are people seriously copying GameFAQ guides and just posting them somewhere, like on their own like personal site? That doesn't make any sense.
Because these are so buried and hard to find.
I don't understand. Like, who exists who doesn't know about GameFAQs, and like that's the place you go to find like walkthroughs for games.
The GameFAQs, like, house nanny just has to, like, whenever you make a game fact, she must like come over and be like, oh no, people are gonna want to steal your valuable content, so immediately put down that you will sue the shit out of them. And if you see this anywhere else,
can we start opening TADPOG like that? Like, can that be our, instead of Meg's intro that she's recorded for us, can it just
hey, if you play us anywhere, we're gonna
we will immediately take you to jail, sir.
Metallica will look like they are fucking pussies compared to how hard we will just Napster fuck the shit out of you.
Napster fuck the shit out of you. The Tyler Holland story.
Yeah. But, oh man.
Did the guide help you?
No. I mean, because the guide, it kind of explains like what to do with the world, what the things are, but like really, all right, so I have written down, this is what you need to do in Cool World.
Spoilers.
This is all you have to know. Get some nickels.
Yeah.
Go get some keys.
Yes.
Go get a drink. Give it to Holly. Go get a present.
Yes.
Go get a kiss from Holly. Go get a pen. Go get a spike. Wait for the time limit to go up. Go ride a spider. Go get a key. Suck up the doodles. Touch Holly. Game over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Did you finish this game?
No. I played through. Once I knew what to do, I did a few of the steps, and it's like, this just is not fun. This just sucks.
Yeah. I tried to finish the game when I found the steps as well. I found it on YouTube because there was a point where it was just like I had played the game for an hour and did not know what to do. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I would like to have something to talk about on our podcast. So maybe I should try to like figure out, I should seek outside help. I need a YouTube consultant. And I watched a gameplay video and it's like, okay, all right. Let me try to just remember what he did and try to play this game. Even knowing what you're supposed to do and what this person on YouTube did, it was very, very difficult for me to accomplish those goals because there are just so many bad components of this game. It's fundamentally poorly designed. The controls are awful.
Yep.
The controls are awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really, really bad. Like
Just
there's
turning and jumping is
there's
just like
no such thing as like a standing jump. You like have to be moving in order to jump. Like, I mean, it just makes like, hey,
even then I would just run off shit.
I
all
know.
the time
It's
and-
like, hey, you just want to fall off a ledge? I mean, try jumping, I guess. The collecting of, like, you have to constantly crouch down, a la Bebe's Kids, where you crouch around an ice cream cone until you pick it up. Like, I'm doing that with nickels, and then the fucking police keep showing up and bringing me to jail.
Start over.
This fucking game could be renamed Get Your Nickels Stolen Simulator. Because it's like, in order to progress past the first stage, you have to go into a bar, which costs you 5 fucking nickels. It costs you 5 cents to get into a bar. Sounds like a really shitty bar to me. I'd probably stay away from that one. But you got to do it anyway if you want to finish the game. So the first part is, and you mentioned on your
like,
steps.
you want like a quarter? 5 nickels. Get out of here with that shit.
So you gotta find all these nickels, and then what happens when you find the nickels is now everyone wants your fucking nickels.
If you bump into someone, you lose nickels.
He takes everything. He's like, "Oh, well, you got nickels," and he just starts shaking you. You lose all your nickels. The police come by. Fucking Brad Pitt comes and is like, "Hey, man, I'm throwing you in jail. Your bail is all your nickels." And then once you lose your nickels, they're gone. They do not respawn in the world unless you like go take a car ride. You have to do a little driving segment. You have to go to some kind of weird like bunny candy universe and then get back in the car and drive back. And now all the nickels are back. So what would happen is I can't tell you how many times I restarted this fucking game because I lost my nickels. Oh, my nickels are stolen. Restart. Play,
Walked off a ledge onto someone, lost all my nickels. Okay. That's a sentence I say all the time.
I honestly think besides the driving in this game, the nickel segment is the most difficult part of the game. Just holding on to your nickels for like a length of a city block is the hardest part in this game.
Everything just after you. Everything.
This is
constantly.
pre-Giuliani New York City is what this is.
This is Ed Koch, New York City. Tyler, how the hell do you know who Ed Koch is? Because I watched The Critic.
This is pre-RoboCop Detroit. You cannot hold on to your nickels.
It is like pre-RoboCop Detroit. But it's not like it's ugly.
It is so ugly. It is so damn ugly.
Designed, the control, like you said, the controls are bad. Everything about it looks bad. When you go in like the levels, they're all like terrible. The malt shop.
Oh God,
that looks like Cool Spot was on the Game Gear was like way better than that.
Well, and that's like they just invented that for this video game.
Absolutely.
Like that is not in the movie at all. The rabbits in the front are, and then everything else is just like, I don't know. Ocean was like, we made a game that had a candy level in it that never got used, so
and
copy paste.
Your main of point of offense in the last like 10 minutes of the movie, your the
Jack.
What's his name? Jack. Like realizes, I've got electrical cartoon powers. I know what to do. And then he he goes Mickey Mouse gloves, and then Mr. Fantastic's his limbs up to climb to the top of this hotel
casino.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then, but that's at the very end of the movie.
Right.
So I mean, as soon as you drop it into Cool World, the game, that's your form of offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can go and find like something to make your punch go longer or something like that.
Yes,
But
it's the same thing.
you still have stretchy, and then like that's your of climbing up. You do your stretchy arms and climb up, and it's all none of it works fucking well.
No, it's so dumb.
Climbing is like it's easier to use that fucking hook shot thing in Super Turrican 2 to climb around.
Don't even bring up Super Turrican 2, dude. You know how I feel about that. I
guess. Okay, Cool World the game. It has the sexy images. This is what it's known for.
Let's put that in air quotes.
No, yeah. But of course you can't buy liquor in the game. You have to go buy a soda.
Yes.
I noticed that. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Nintendo. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Holly doesn't need a soda because, like, you have to collect nickels, beat somebody up, get car keys, go in the bar, and then clear out the bar first. Because once you go over to Holly needs a drink, so you go back and get her what looks like a big Friend's cappuccino mug is handed to you. And
it looks like a fucking root beer from Root Beer Tapper or some shit.
And apparently you must be like trying to like balance it on your pinky because if anything comes close to you, you drop it. So like you have to like clear everything out and do all this weird shit to try and get the drink over to her.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I've got something for you. You should meet me later with a present." It's like, okay, I guess I gotta get a present.
And figure out where the fuck you are going to be.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know. And then just suddenly like, well, I got these car keys. Okay, well, I'll get in this like what looks like a shitty version of the
car
hover
from
trike.
Roger Rabbit. Oh.
I was thinking the hover trike from Chrono Trigger whenever you face Johnny. It looks like a much shittier version of that. And then you go through the most fucked up layer of streets that are floating in the air. Oh, they're stoplights though. So yeah,
they're awful.
Yeah,
these doodles are awful.
and your car gets increasingly like crunched up, so you have to like you bump a yellow or orange street cone, and your car like it crumples up like a. Oh my god! You get through that into the fucked up, really ugly it's like MS DOS Paint Bunny World. Where you go through, and you have to pick all the candy out of the trees.
Yes.
To go into the malt shop.
You really only need one piece of candy. And I don't understand why you need a piece of candy to go into the malt shop. It's just like in the very beginning of the game, you need to get flowers to bribe the bouncer at the bar. So where do you find the flowers? In the library, of course. How do you get into the library? How do you get into the library? You need a book. You need a book to get into the library. To get into it.
I mean, you wouldn't know that doesn't make sense to you? Who programmed this? Like, this is not... I mean, have you heard of Sierra Games? Like, I mean, they do this kind of thing. Oh, no. We got like a guy who said he'd heard of Sierra Games. He did most of this.
Did you see the credits?
No.
There's like 4 names. There are like 4 names. And that is not an exaggeration.
Man.
There are 4, I think it's 4 or 5 names in the credits. This is a smaller team than the one that put Bebe's Kids together at Motown Games. Which I think had a whopping 8. I think there were 8 names.
Well, isn't like Ocean's like an established studio?
I mean, yeah. They're notorious.
Oh, man. And the music, like, I mean, I guess it's the music from the movie.
I guess.
I mean, it's not.
I don't remember the music
It's not
from the movie.
super shitty terrible.
It's pretty.
But it's pretty bad.
Pretty terrible. And you saying that it's not super shitty terrible makes me think
It's not the same 3 notes just repeated over and over and over in
like
every single screen.
Baby's Kids.
But,
yeah. Is there anything about this game? Is there anything about this game that you like? Because I was thinking about this earlier. I cannot name a thing about this game that I like.
Either.
I really honestly cannot.
I can't either. Like graphic, story, sound, control, character design, enemy design, nothing. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing good about it.
At least I feel like Bebe's Kids did not look bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great looking game, but I think it was colorful, and I don't think it looked terrible. The gameplay was awful. Mm-hmm. But this, I agree with you. This Cool World, so much worse than Bebe's Kids. Cool World is now on my list of worst video games, like ever, across systems. This is, I think, one of the worst games I have ever experienced.
I'm with you. I'm on board 100%.
It is so bad.
Yeah. So worst game Tadpog has done. This is number 1.
Cool World.
It's number 1.
Number 1. Super Turrican 2, number 2.
As of December
Kirby's
6th,
Dream Course.
2015. The Kirby's Dream Course.
I say that because I know John Sullivan saw, Cool World. I know the history of this movie. I'll listen to this. That one's just for you, John Sullivan.
I mean, I wish I could have spent more time with it. My Game Genie, though, man.
Your Game Genie was broken. All kinds of broken. Oh, I couldn't think of anything I liked about this game.
There's nothing to like. I mean,
And-
the people on the one guy who I saw did like a let's play on YouTube. Like he was talking like this is a pretty good game, man.
Really?
And I was just like, what are you saying?
Was he being sarcastic?
I mean, he was doing really well at it.
Chandler Bing plays Cool World.
And people on the YouTube cover was like, hey, I remember this game. We played it a lot when we were little. Like, that's the key when we were little. Like, that's the key there. But this guy was like playing, as he's playing through it, it's like, this is this game I consistently, I'll sit down and I'll beat it. And just like, man, I don't understand you. Like,
did you comment?
Do you only play games you find in garbage cans?
Exclusively. Did you comment on there? I also have no taste and enjoy this game. I love that you talked about the MS Paint style of.
Oh God, because that tree design, like that level is
it's
just
so bad. And what's laughable is they tried to make Jack, the cartoonist, look like a real person juxtaposed against this crazy cartoon world. Which is really, really hard to do on a Super Nintendo game. It's hard to make a dude look like a real life dude.
He looks like 2D Jake Armitage from Shadowrun, just blown up so he doesn't look even as good as he did there.
No, absolutely not. It looks like they're trying, like doing some like proto Mortal Kombat mocap or something. Like they're really trying, but it looks like garbage. It looks so bad. And it's like, and I think they realize, they're like, oh man, this does not look like a real life human. This is no Noid, that's for sure. This is no Noid. So what do we do? Well, we have to make everything else look shittier. We have to make everything else look like it was done in Paint.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make let's make everything look really just like install a suck like leverage and then just like pull it down really low. Do you have any achievements for this game?
I do have a couple achievements for this game. My first achievement is it's a cool world.
I'm assuming we don't have anything else to really say about this game because it was so bad.
I feel like we've bitched for a good amount of time.
Because even the ending, like Holly throws cartoons out, you suck them up in a pen, and you touch this glowing green spike. Game
it's
over.
Garbage. We didn't talk about the sex scene in the game because, like, in the movie, there is, kind of sex in the movie.
Yeah,
like,
she's on top of him.
She gets on top of him. Everyone has their clothes on. So
it cuts to her riding him, and then when she orgasms, there's a huge burst of energy.
She was faking. I could tell.
Yeah. I know when a cartoon fakes an orgasm.
Yeah, trust me, man.
I've drawn enough that are just faking it.
So many doodles. I've done so many doodles faking orgasms. It was a request when I was in middle school. Hey man, can you draw me Psylocke from the X-Men faking an orgasm? Yeah, you bet. I got it. I'm on it.
Reddit isn't a thing yet to have that board ignored subreddit. So could you just draw me something?
So in the movie that happened. Mm-hmm. In the video game, you mentioned it, but they kiss, and then hearts just go all over the screen.
And then she sort of turns like a slightly different color,
right?
Because they can't make her look like cartoon into real life.
It's like a Shang Tsung morph.
her hair just gets browner. That's it.
She literally turns into Jax and rips his arms off. That's what happens.
Do you know Jax had his own I don't even want to say like third person like fighting adventure game?
No, I know Sub-Zero did.
Jax had one too, and it is even worse than Sub-Zero's.
We gotta. I mean,
I know,
at some point,
no,
we gotta do these. The Sub-Zero one was for N64, wasn't it? We got one of those.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, watch out, Cool World. We got another game gunning for number one.
Man 64. Yeah,
I know. I forgot we have to do that. Mm-hmm. We even bought it and everything.
And Mega Man 64.
Yeah, that's supposedly
that'll be
good.
A palate cleanser, hopefully.
Yeah, we could just really piss off Ruby Bear and Paul Cluel and be like, this game was garbage. By the way, Paul's here.
Cool World gave me a bigger boner than this fucking game.
Well, I mean, come on. No one fakes an orgasm in Mega Man 64 as far as I'm concerned.
They're all programmed to do it, so that's how it happens.
It's a cool world. In order to unlock it's a cool world, you need to beat this game. You got to beat the game. I didn't do it. Maybe you can. Maybe listener, you're a better gamer than me. That goes without saying. I'm sure that you are.
I watched a playthrough. They did like 8 minutes.
That's pretty short.
Yeah.
That's pretty short. I don't know how anyone could not die on the driving segments is like my biggest thing. And get through the first level, Nicole's intact. I had another achievement, but I've already spoiled it because it was all about Nichols. All about Nichols.
I've got one, and that's kissing is sex. And that unlocks whenever you kiss Hollywood. So
I spoiled that one for you too. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's all right.
I guess 2015 Sports Almanac is an achievement, and in order to do that, you need to collect at least 5 biffs. We didn't talk about that.
Man, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Whenever you punch somebody with your Mr. Fantastic arms, a sound effect comes out that says biff, and it's in a starburst. And if you grab it, if you jump up there and grab it, you become invulnerable for a couple seconds.
It's a weird mechanic.
It is. It is a really weird mechanic.
And you don't even have to ask me. You don't have to do this segment. I sort of have it, and that is like I would give like beards and glasses to a game, but this is so bad. This is so barely a game. Like the beard I give it is no beard at all, and the glasses I give it are just no fucking glasses. It doesn't deserve even a beard made out of my family that's been killed and placed onto my face like babies kids.
This might sound weird, Tyler, but I feel like no beard is better than a beard made out of your dismembered family.
At least I know someone cares enough about me to hate me that much that they'd kill my family, sneak in and put them on my beard. They want me to experience something. They're thinking about me.
Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
You've already said you got no beards, no glasses. We all know you're copping out. It's fine.
Or like my beard's because I'm just gonna like what's worse? Where can I go? I can't. So just nothing. It just gets just nothing.
Okay. I got one. I got it. Okay. So your family, every member of your family has sex with a cartoon. And then those cartoons have babies 15 years later. And then they come back and attach themselves on your face like a beard, but it's a constant reminder. They don't die, and they don't want to kill you, because if they kill you, you'll become a cartoon. You'll become a doodle.
That's true, yeah.
So for the rest of your life, you have the reminder that all of your family had sex with cartoons. Just on your face, just weighing you down. You can't shave it because as it's set up in the movie, you know that real life razors don't cut doodles.
And then I run into Ralph Bakshi. He has the same thing on his face. He's like, yeah, my constant reminder too.
Those are your glasses. Your glasses are 2 black eyes from Ralph. I got another question for you. I want to know, how much is this game on Amazon? Tyler.
$4.99.
$4.99 or $400.99? $400.99. $4.99. Tyler, are you ready for this? I should probably pull it up. Give me a second. Cool World SNES. That's how everybody knows it's real. Tyler, actual retail value of Cool World used for the Super Nintendo on Amazon at the time of this recording is, are you ready? $84.99.
Wow.
I wish everybody could see your face right now.
No one bought this game, which is good.
$84.99. Tyler?
Because it came out a year after the movie, and the movie was such a flop. Yeah, it's like, we're going to release 6 copies. No one's going to buy them.
There's only one left in stock. So get on it. Get on it if you want it. I mean, you know it's that much for the copy that we bought to play.
Is that the most expensive game we've seen?
Like for Super Nintendo, you mean? Or?
Yeah.
No, we've seen some haven't we seen some like $200 kind of deals?
I don't know if they were used.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, listeners, let us know.
Let us know.
Have there been? Please pay attention to our podcast and let us know if there are any how much is this on Amazons that have been higher? I feel like there have been.
Because we had a TADPOG wiki, and then we did like 260 episodes. So
Yeah,
I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for
Then we
abandoning
went
that
and
project.
We went and ruined that initiative. That's all I got, man.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done with Cool World.
I would love to take some calls and just feel better about everything.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, I text you today, it was like, man, I am triple fisting some Cool World right now. I got the movie on one screen, I got the game on the other, and the game facts on my phone. Life is terrible.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest text message I've received all weekend, by the way. I am happy to pull up some calls. While I do that, you seriously think Jessica Rabbit over Hollywood?
Over Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Redheads over blondes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm with you there.
J cup over D cup, okay.
Yeah. All right, I see where you're coming from. Because, like, what's weird is, as a kid, I remember Jessica Rabbit being hot. Mm-hmm. You know, I realize that sounds disgusting, but I remember Jessica Rabbit just being, oh man, Jessica Rabbit. Like, we'd all on the playground talk about Jessica Rabbit like she's a real person. And then, like, I remember the first time I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit as an adult and being like, this woman is a monster. like she's a cyclops. You only ever just see one of her eyes because the hair's over, and then like her body proportions are like super warped, like really warped.
Yeah, I like my conceptions of women to be as unrealistic as they can possibly get. I guess it would also come down to me for, like, of course, people know about nipples. Like, if Jessica Rabbit pulled her dress down and they were like the size of dimes, no, Jessica Rabbit. I'm a full Hollywood man.
So wait, so that's that would be the tipping point.
That would be a big tipping point for me.
Interesting. So nipple size is the Iowa of
the Iowa and the New Hampshire. So.
All right, we got some calls here. This first one is from 410. Google Translate says the first word of this is Glock. So
Nice.
let's see how political we can get tonight.
Yeah, Brock, I did hear about how you are making fun of me on the all-calling episode whenever I comment on Pretty Lady's Facebook page. I just want to show her respect and take her out to dinner and then possibly murder her and have sex with her corpse.
What?
Offended about something on our all call-in show.
Yeah.
Something about murdering her.
I mean,
what does Google Translate say?
Okay, here's what Google Translate says. Glock, I didn't hear about how you are making fun of me whenever I told him pretty ladies take this place. I just want you to respect to dinner. I need to talk with Lamone her. I had talked with her court. All right, so let's break it down. This is gonna be the last 20 minutes of the show is gonna be us like JFKing this.
So that was a character calling us.
I assume
that we had talked shit about.
It was a doodle.
That was a doodle, angry at us.
I didn't. It sounds like they didn't appreciate us making fun of them. Whenever, do we need to play it again?
I don't think it'll do any good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
unless you have a slowdown button.
No, I don't. We do not have the technology.
Then no.
All right. Well, thanks for calling 410.
I'll listen again in post at a greatly reduced speed and run through Levelator to get the sound clipping out.
All right. Here is another call. This is from 602.
TADPOG, the one and only Arizona Ben Caruth here. Glad you guys are enjoying the stuff I send, and there will definitely be more where that came from. I do have a Marry, Fuck, Kill for you.
Okay.
A little bit of Dragon Ball Z theme.
Shit.
I'm on board.
Marry, Fuck, Kill, Chi-Chi, Bulma, or Android 18. Catch you later, guys.
Why couldn't this have been a Marry, Fuck, Kill, Cool World? I could have answered that. It's like, would you like... there's the two women. and then all the monstrosities that live there that just live to murder each other.
There's that other woman with the really saggy boobs and the giant lips.
Oh man, you know what? I forgot to mention this. On the game over screen of Cool World, they show that like crew of I guess Hollywood's goons or whatever. The in the cartoon she does not look like this, but on that game over screen, the woman looks like Rhea Perlman to me.
Okay, but straight up, I'd murder Chi-Chi. I cannot stand Chi-Chi.
Who is Chi-Chi? I don't know who
Chi-Chi is
Chi-Chi
Goku's wife.
Who is Goku's? Describe her to me.
She black hair in a bun, wearing a purple dress, always yelling at Goku to like get a job and do reasonable things. And Gohan needs to study.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Why would he marry somebody like that? Did he not know what his destiny was?
Because he's dumb.
Oh, okay.
And like
Did she start the Chi-Chi's restaurant franchise?
I know her dad is royalty. It was something that happened in Dragon Ball, and
Mexican
I haven't
royalty.
seen all of Dragon Ball.
Tex-Mexican royalty.
Tex-Mexican royalty.
Why can't you be more responsible like me and hire a couple general managers to look over the store while you relax at home?
Yeah. A real turn wooden nickel situation you've got. It's fine.
Well, they are cartoons, so you do know that they buy things with wooden nickels.
So yeah, kill Chi-Chi outright, no question.
All right.
I would fuck the android. Fuck Android 18.
What is Android 18? Is
Android,
that like the barely legal Android? Android 17 is straight out, but Android 18 is okay.
And well, Android 17 is fine in Kentucky as long as you're not in a position of authority. But
it's like at the beginning of the Dragon Ball episode, like is Android 18 holding up her ID or something?
Well, they all have different. Like the ones I think you watched some of it where there was an android that had like a brain with like a
I saw that.
That's androids. Oh, I forget what number they are. But they have a number, and then after them come the 3 later models up until 18 being the latest.
Okay,
although 18 is not the strongest, but
one is modeled after the female form, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's basically a real female who has been augmented with.
Oh, so she's a cyborg.
She's really more of a cyborg. Okay. Yeah, because she marries Krillin, they have a baby together and things like that. But
so they left those parts in her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. She is like, she's strong, but she's also like kind of cunning and cold, but kind of sexy. Like she'd be good to fuck.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna marry Bulma because Bulma is basically the richest person in the world. So I'm marrying into the Capsule Corp family. Plus Bulma's attractive. So yeah, that's an easy one.
Who is she?
Toss me a hardball, Ben. Come on.
Which one is she?
Bulma she's the green hair.
Okay. All right. I know that one.
Yeah.
Ben, I can't fucking answer these questions, buddy. Sorry. But I do appreciate the stuff that you send us. Mm-hmm. That's nice.
You might like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Dragon Ball Z Heil?
Dragon Ball, yeah. I mean, Hitler is in some Dragon Ball Z movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to like sit back, pop open a couple Fantas and watch Dragon Ball Z Heil.
They re-released the series with all of the filler taken out, and all of the long extended power-up scenes are cut down dramatically, and they streamlined the series a lot more.
When it was first coming out, when I was in high school, I didn't really like it, so I never got into it. I've seen a couple episodes here and there, and I mean, what I saw wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It's just
you probably really like Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
that's why we watched it. Some at McElwain's.
Oh yeah,
when Goku's like a kid.
Well, it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was really really funny to watch. There's so much stuff that I legitimately want to watch. I do not think that I can ever carve out time to watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
because like, how much is there?
I see I've only seen a limited amount of Dragon Ball. I'm not sure. My brother's the guy to ask about that. Yeah. Ryan's seen and owns like all of it. Ryan's
because there's so much of that stuff, right? Yeah. I cannot do that.
Yeah,
like I can't do it.
We can chuck Dragon Ball GT out. The creator wasn't involved. That's what comes after Z.
Do they race? Dragon Ball Gran Turismo?
It's about that ridiculous. So the Toriyama came back. He's like, nope, that's not canon. I didn't write that. So now the movies that I saw are starting off the new thing. Okay. So this actually canon 20 years after the Z ended.
The J.J. Abrams Dragon Ball.
Basically.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling, Ben. I hope that Tyler's answer was sufficient. I feel like it was. Here is another call, Tyler. This is from 410. This is the same number who called us at the beginning of this whole thing.
Okay.
So we'll figure out who it was.
Clarification or just digging the well deeper?
Yeah.
Hey, TADPOG, it's Tony.
That was Tony.
I just finished listening to the November 4th call-in episode. So, I don't know, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day or some shit.
Thank you.
Anyway, I just wanted to let Kyle know that, I think it was Kyle who called in asking about the trials of Reddit, if anybody was not grossed out by them. But I want to let him know that he's not alone, that I'm not grossed out by trial by fire on Reddit either. As you guys well know, I find them kind of therapeutic. I enjoy them quite a bit. So, keep up that good work, guys. Keep those coming. Let's see question here. I got. So if you had to come up with porn parodies of some of your favorite 90s television shows, what were your porn parodies? So, for example, something like, I don't know, Transvestite Mutant Ninja Turtles, or something like that. All right, guys. I look forward to your answers. Keep up the good work, and I'll be listening.
All right, Tony. Thanks
I've never
for calling.
known Tony to be grossed out by anything.
Yeah.
Tony thrives off of it.
He really does.
After Blowfly Girl came out, the only message I got from Tony was a heart. So
Tony, let us know what you said on the first call. I really want to know. Couldn't make it out.
porn parody of my favorite 90s show.
Yeah, okay.
Family Splatters.
Okay.
And that is...
Man, you had a title and everything. That's good. I like it.
That's Urkel cloning himself so that he can fuck everybody in that family and not just Laura. And he does.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Huh. Man,
Twist, Stefan Urkel is just a cuckold who wants to watch. Tiny cock that's in one of those like glass cases that just, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is it? What is
Have
the
you ever
glass
seen
cases
that?
thing? No.
It is, I saw, the first time I ever saw one was on the Kinsey movie.
What is the Kinsey movie?
It was Liam Neeson did basically a biography about Kinsey's life, the guy who did the first to publish like the Kinsey Report and things like that about human sexuality.
Okay.
And he, after like years and years and years, because he was repressed by his like extremely religious father, and he finally, once he's famous, he gets his father to actually do one to give him his sexual biography. And his dad like has the device, and they showed the device, and it's basically like either plastic or glass, and it is basically to be the size and shape of a flaccid penis, and then it is locked onto your junk. So if you get an erection, it's incredibly painful and goes away, and it's supposed to just be it was religiously used as a sexual deterrent. So you didn't touch yourself, you didn't sin, you didn't have urges and all of that. But now it's a tool used in like humiliation porn and things like that.
Interesting. Man, oof, I learned something today.
Yeah.
I learned something today, and I want to end the episode now.
And go buy one.
I got to go home and beat off, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay. So the first thing I thought of course, was the X-Men, where Psylocke fakes an orgasm. Mm-hmm. Clearly that is my go-to.
The XXX-Men?
Yes, the XXX-Men. Or it's the XXX-X-Men, where they're all...
former porn stars?
Well, no, they're not. They're all former men.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone in the porn is either currently or was a man.
Okay. I'm in.
The XXX-Men. Yeah.
Okay. The EXXXX-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, the XXX-EX-Men.
EX-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men. They're actually all used to be lumberjacks.
That's a spinoff. That one's actually not pornographic.
It's very informative.
Yeah, it's a documentary on the logging industry as given by the X-Men. What's up, guys? Is Magneto about to take over the world? No, but we do need to talk to you about a very serious problem with the
Destroying our
foresting industry. Do we want to do more? We got more?
Yeah.
Okay, we got time. Okay, cool. Here's another call. It looks like this is from Tony. Actually, it's not a call. It's a text that says, Fresh Prince of Ball Hair might work as a porn parody, too. It's pretty good. I like that.
Good.
I was thinking like Perfect Strangers, but like Perfect Bangers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here's a call from 801.
Perfect stranglers, and they're all into like choking porn.
See, I was going to do like Perfect Hangers, the subreddit.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging tit subreddit.
See, I wish you would have said that and I would have thought about boobs, but I thought about autoerotic asphyxiation. They're all hanging from doorknobs, jerking off.
No, that's okay. I went there too. It's fine.
Okay, good. Okay. As long as one other person does what I do, it's fine.
No, yeah, it's great. No, it's such a rush. Actually, that's what I listen to while I do it, Rush. I just slam a surge, wrap a belt around my neck, and just dangle while listening to Geddy Lee. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not glamorous, but it'll kill a Saturday.
And me one day.
Yeah. I dress up like a piñata. Invite the neighborhood children to come over with bats. Here's a call. This is for 801.
I eat 400 Tootsie Rolls, slam a surge, dresses a piñata.
Kids, I need you to hit me with this bat until I just shit Tootsie Rolls all over. Just for the record, this is not sexual in any way or form. Here's a call from 801.
Hey, this is Nate from Utah, first-time caller. With April Fool's just around the corner, just guessing because you're backlog on calls. I was wondering if you had any good April Fool's Day pranks. There's going to be some spoilers here. If you haven't played FF7, skip forward about 30 seconds. My little brother was born in 1996. Final Fantasy VII came out in 97, and my older brother was playing it. He was about 14 at the time. And some of the first words we taught my little brother was, Eris dies. And we told him to tell my older brother that. And he flipped his shit. So I was just wondering if you had any good April Fool's Day pranks. Love you guys. Bye.
I love you too, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
First time
Thank
caller.
You, Nate. We love you, Nate. Start a podcast. And then when you get about to the year point, at first have two of your friends come in and pretend they're going to be you.
I mean, that's a good idea.
Don't really talk about it.
We should do that sometime.
Have them just make up a game, and they talk about this made-up game, and like trick Paul Kluel into like wondering why he hasn't heard about this awesome game and really look into it for a while, and then tell everybody, we're not going to have an episode on Monday. We're going to have an episode this Tuesday, and hopefully no one catches on that, hey, that's actually April 1st. So yeah. I feel like that's a pretty good one.
We should do that.
Yeah, we
for
should.
April Fool's Day.
We should.
I was hoping, Nate, that you were going to say that you switched out memory cards while someone was playing Final Fantasy VII to make it seem like their game save had been completely erased. And then they restart the game, and when they're about 15 hours in, just switch it back while they're asleep.
Oh, man.
That's less a prank and more psychological torture.
Yeah.
That's really where I excel.
And you just carve one of their initials into every memory card you swap out and give them. Eventually, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Or you could like give them cryptic messages in the save file, like in Zelda games, where you can like
name. The 666
them.
slot is always
Right?
something.
Let's see. We got another call. Looks like this is from Nate again. Oh, my bad. It's a text. He says, I might have fucked up the timeline of my last call. My little brother was born in 1996. Not sure if I said 1998. Kind of drunk. You can read this correct on air. Nate from Utah, first time caller. I think he said 96 because he said 96 and then
He said 96 and then 97
Final Fantasy came out in
for
97.
Final Fantasy 7, yeah.
So you're good. Keep drinking, buddy. You're still fine.
I'm sure somebody almost, wait a minute, that math.
Man, I know. I get really, really nervous when I say something with confidence on this show because I know unless it's something personal about me, I know I'm going to get a message from somebody on the internet that just says, hey, man, just want to let you know you done fucked up again. And actually, I know you mentioned the backlog of calls that we've got. We're in November now, like as far as our calls go. So we're closing the gap.
Getting close.
Yeah, we're not. I mean,
We're not close, but
we're not close.
We're
but
closer.
We are closer. We're about a month behind on calls. That's
Okay.
not bad. We got time for more? Or?
yeah, fuck it.
Man, we did not talk about Cool World at all, did
Not a
we?
lot of game to talk about.
Because it seems like we talked about Cool World for a very long time.
We talked about the movie more than we talked about the game.
Well, I think there's more content in the movie. So, all right, here we go. Here's a call from 763. God, it's a text, not a call. Fucking Tadpog, : will go with me to a volleyball game? I don't have any friends, and I'm so alone.
Probably.
Depends. Boys volleyball, girls volleyball.
I would have loved to have been able to play volleyball in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
That's a team I would have totally went out for.
there men's volleyball?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have the physique to do it, but yeah. it's a
Sure you
thing.
do.
I'm not tall enough.
Oh yeah? Is that a
Yeah,
requirement?
It's usually doubles. Like, yeah, you have to be really tall. Enough to, like, spike it over the net.
I hate sports where it's like, oh yeah, you're a natural. You're 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, okay, I've met the main prerequisite of this sport. I could probably learn how to play it and do wonderfully.
Well, it's like Manute Bol was just like a guy from Africa who was like 8 feet tall. Like, no, NBA. No, you're
Yeah.
fine. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Yao Ming? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
This is the most important thing you can do. Doesn't matter if you've like Pistol Pete Maravich, you like taught yourself to dribble on like railroad tracks and no, none of that matters. Height, that's it. 100%.
No, it really does bug me. And I don't know much about sports. So, I mean, there's obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but it does feel like your height in like basketball, and now I'm learning volleyball, like give you an edge over just other people.
Yeah, because the easier you can like reach up higher over the net to return serves, or the higher you get to drive it straight down as fast as you can,
Like,
spike it. Yeah,
Strength and stuff like that, I understand, and like I don't have a problem with because I feel like that's something that everyone can work on.
yeah,
right. Like,
yeah, you can't work on getting taller.
right.
It's
I
true.
mean, you can go through that operation where they break your legs and then like put them back together again with like iron rods, and it painfully stretches out
we
your legs.
saw how that went for Kyle in South Park like 10 seasons ago. So,
Did South Park do that?
sorta,
Oh, okay.
because
I have to check it out.
Kyle gets taller and has Garrison's balls put in his knees.
I don't know how the fuck I missed that.
Yeah,
Want to do more?
yeah, I do. We're like a minute. We're like an hour 33, but I still want to do more.
Okay. We've got 3 calls and we're on Ian Chandler, a Wizened Saged Ian Chandler voicemail.
That sounds good to me.
Is that where you want to stop?
Yeah, unless one of these gets super
Super
involved,
long.
then yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go to the volleyball game with you. Just let us know when and where. Mm-hmm. All right. Here is a
A
call.
month ago.
It's fine. We've got a time machine. Here's a call from 757.
What's up, Tadpog? It's Adam. I haven't called in a little while because my drive to work has turned from 40 minutes to 10 minutes.
Well,
So I don't get to listen to Tadpog
thanks for
as long
listening,
as I
Adam.
normally do. So I'm slowly catching up here and there listening. Right now I'm on the N60 Battle Royal or Battle Royale episode, which I will say has probably entered the pantheon of top 5 episodes that feature Dave's laugh. There was the time when y'all were talking about the glory holes, which is a way callback, especially the one there in Paducah. Yeah, long callback, and Dave just went on a laughing tirade, and I couldn't get enough. The 2 of the things that I really like to listen to and probably could get off to if I wanted to, if I wasn't driving. I mean, shoot, I
I'm
can do
into
it
it.
while I'm driving.
Safety
Who cares?
first.
But the two things that I really love to listen to, and I'm not exaggerating at all, I'm being for real, are Dave's laugh when it is, you can tell it's hurting his belly and even his lungs because he's exasperating his breath to laugh. I love hearing that. And I love when you guys eat things that are kind of crunchy. The habaneros was a little off-putting, but like anything crunchy or any bag that you're opening, like, oh my gosh, it's like ear porn for me. I don't know what it is. But
ASMR.
it's so good. So I guess what I'm saying is my ideal Tadpog episode is one with Brandon of Axelay fame making Dave laugh with his hobo voice. And also Tyler in the background eating potato chips out of a bag. I think that would be my all-time favorite episode of all time. But just calling in just to say hey and that I love you guys, and I'll call back sometime this week with some questions of importance. But other than that, just wanted to call and say I love you guys. Boners.
We love you too, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. We love you.
That sounds like a great episode
People
to me.
did not like hearing that habanero crunch.
No.
At all.
No. We got some pretty negative feedback.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, that's the one of the few things I actually got. The negative reached me directly. Mm-hmm. So
what was it about that specifically? Do you know?
I don't know. And because people like it when we normally try chips and stuff like that. So I don't know if because it was happening directly, or I don't know if there's the sound just tastes. The sound tastes. Yeah. That the sound is just
because we're all like Charles Manson, and we can taste sounds.
we all have Sensei show. It's all different. It's fine. I don't know. I don't know. I guess there was just something about that. I guess it was a moist, crunchy sound. Yeah. So
I'm happy to get Brandon on here and do hobo voice while I laugh and you eat. I think that's probably February's bonus Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Man.
God, we could do. Man, fuck. Now I think we should do one. Tadpog does ASMR and it's just us crunching and talking softly. The whole episode is just one big ASMR.
Okay, what are we gonna talk? Does it matter what we talk about?
No.
I brushed my hair today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm about to eat a big ol' jalapeno. You know what, Adam? I'm happy for you that your commute got shorter, but I'm ultimately saddened because I feel like the commute is really that's prime Tadpog listening. Mm-hmm. That's where that's the time to do it. I feel like
that's why we try to publish between midnight and 3 to 4 a.m.
Yeah,
to make sure all of the commuters get because that's normally where it all happens. So,
but you know what? We get it. You got married. You don't need us anymore, Adam. We get it.
Okay.
We understand.
It's okay. We're used to it.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens. We've been doing this for
got married.
3
Meg
years.
didn't need me anymore. It's fine. It's fine.
What do you think?
That's more.
More?
Fuck it.
All right, here we go. Here's a call from 763.
Fucking Tadpog. Fish Lips J calling in. I'm kind of curious, but this might also be not just a question for you guys and whatever host you have while you're listening to this, but it could also be a man-pog, manan-pog, mananat-pog episode question. But I was just wondering.
Pausing it. Mm-hmm. Would you like me to save this for later, or would you like to go ahead and listen to it? Would you like me to save it for a man-pog?
Let's save it for a man-pog.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fish Lips J. We're shutting you down. And I'm going to leave a star next to your voicemail. So
and then just because I still want to do Banana Pog, and Miller's wife's name is Becky, so Becky and Nikki and Nicole play old games. Banana Pog.
I don't know Becky well, but I feel like I know her well enough that she would be miserable doing it.
She loves White Zinfandel, so if we get 2 or 3 whole bottles of White Zin in there, she'll be good. She'll be like Miller level drunk, so it'll be good.
So here's a challenge to Tadpog Nation. Send us your questions for Miller's wife.
Yep. Anything you'd ever want to ask someone who would have married #more Miller, Sean Miller. Send them in.
And just let us know before, in the beginning, that it is a question for Banana Pog. Banana Pog? All right. And we'll get to your bananas in the order they received. All right, here we go. We're at Wizen Sage, Ian Chandler's voicemail.
Hello, TADPOG. This is rather wizened sage Ian, calling from the Dairy Queen parking lot, waiting for my wife's chicken quesadilla melt with no onions to come out, hoping that it actually has no onions on it, so I don't have to go back in there and complain. I was not cut off in the drive-thru by a bitch in a BMW. And I don't even know for sure why I'm calling, except I just got you all on the brain, and I thought I'd say hello, and that you're awesome. Also, the Chester Cheetah episode, which I recently listened to, probably one of the funniest so far. So there's that. And then I've got a kind of would you rather thing, and I know that's that other guy's thing, and I don't really give a shit. So here we go. You're stranded on a desert island, and you have to choose between two things. You get to either have the most, you're going to be there for however long, you get to have the most awesome food that you could possibly imagine for as long as you're there, as much as you need to keep you alive and healthy and fine or whatever. And scat porn. Only scat porn. Or rather shitty food that will also keep you alive, but awesome porn. Discuss. Thanks for the show. Thanks for everything you guys do. And maybe I'll call back again.
You should.
It's fun. Love you. Bye.
We love you too.
Thank you,
Rather
Ian.
wisdom sage.
We love you and your sage wisdom.
I have a point that I like to make right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You say it like scat porn and awesome
Is it
porn
awesome porn?
are mutually exclusive.
I mean, I would become desensitized to the scat over time.
Yeah.
So I would rather have awesome food. And I mean, I guess if it's like, okay, if it's September Carino and Sophie D and Felicity Vaughn, and okay, there's some scat work. Yeah, okay, I'll deal with it. I'll get used to it.
I'm familiar with two of those people. I'm not familiar with September.
September Carino is she only does like nude modeling, but I think she has some of the
So she's really close to getting shit on.
really
is what
close.
you're saying?
I think she has some of the best breasts in the world.
Not just in the business.
Not just in the business, but
world.
like period. They are like that's close to pretty ideal for what I like.
Yeah.
She's her and Charisma Carpenter. It's like Doomsday versus Superman.
Interesting.
So
Which is which?
Charisma came first, so she's Superman.
She's Superman.
Yeah.
Okay. And September is just the
Her nipples are a lot longer, so yeah, she's definitely Doomsday with all like the crags and stuff. Yeah.
September's nipples are longer.
Oh yeah.
Like AK bullets longer.
Yeah. Yeah. They're definitely like when you were first learning to write, like the big pencils,
Yes.
they're like the erasers from the big pencils you used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And dark, I'm imagining. I know your preference.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not like as dark as Charisma, but yeah.
Not like Doomsday Dark, but
No, not like Dark Side Dark. We'll stretch this. This is as far as my DC knowledge gets me, is comparing them to nipples.
not like Bruce Wayne's mom Dark or anything. I am gonna go with the awesome food. Because there's nothing no one loves more than a big old fat guy getting off an island who's addicted to scat porn.
I'm fine. Like, there are other islands. Go find that lost island. I'm fine.
I am set. I have.
This is some kind of Incredibles-like experiment that I'm dealing with here, so just go on.
This is Vault 76.
One... Man, that is a Vault experiment. That is 100% a Vault Tech experiment.
I want to know, like, I don't even know if I would question where the food is coming from. Or it's like, I don't know.
Now I think Ian works for Vault Tech.
All I know is every day at noon and 5, big old blade of ribs show up and I eat them.
So scat porn comes up and I jerk to it.
And I can't tell which is which when I'm done.
Man, I'm also just like, I like the idea of Ian and John working for Vault-Tec.
I like the idea of Ian and John coming on the show. I can't wait for that.
Please.
Can't wait for that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good. End on Ian. I like that.
Would you like for us to play one of your calls on the show, listener? Or perhaps our text
I thought you were talking to
messages?
me. I was like, I haven't called
Tyler,
in.
would you like to call
I
in?
might call it as an April Fool's joke,
Yeah.
pretending to be like Jacob.
Just for goofs?
I don't know.
Guys, I just watch a lot of scat porn, and I need to ask you a question. What's your favorite food to eat after watching scat porn?
Both before and after. What is your scat aperitif and your dessert?
I'm curious when I need to eat while watching scat porn. How many droppings need to happen before I can eat?
Is it like Gatorade and like Imodium, or what do I do?
If you want to call us, please do so. We're starting to need calls. I get nervous when we're within like a month range. Like that hasn't happened for a long time.
And we still have an all call slated this month.
And that's probably going to wipe us out. I mean, probably not, but it's going to get us close. If you want to give us a call, do so at 270-883-2555. Try to keep it under 3 minutes. Obviously, we love questions, so that's great. Let us know when the volleyball game is, and we'll do our best to get there.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody, to the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. So don't miss the next episode. You want to talk, maybe to say what we're planning on talking about?
Yeah.
Hagane for the Super Nintendo.
Bringing it with Super Nintendo games.
That's supposed to not be a shitty one. So if you want to play it so you know what we're talking about, please do. Hagane.
Hagane.
You may have to do things illegally in order to play it. So I'm just saying, we're not endorsing that. We're just saying, like,
you probably can do that if you want to.
Unless you have access to the last Blockbuster, you're not going to be able to find it.
Man, that's a great title for a movie. The Last Blockbuster.
I mean, there was one in DC that Blake had a pass or whatever to always go up. He'd always get games and movies from Blockbuster, like 3 blocks from our apartment.
I remember that pass that they sold. I almost got that thing. I got GameFly or something.
I thought about it too. Then it's like, no, let's just do Netflix and GameFly.
Yeah.
And I did GameFly for 2 months. Beat 2 games, and I was like, nah.
I was not happy with GameFly because of the shipping time.
Yeah. Oh, is it a popular game? You can get it in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if, we've got it at the warehouse. You'll see it in 5 days. Fuck, man.
I'll try to GameFly Red Dead Redemption. Oh, okay. I'm not going to play Red Dead Redemption unless I buy it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mass Effect 2 then. Thanks. Yeah. Please, we need those 5-star written reviews. iTunes is the biggest marketplace. We still need those.
Yeah.
129. It's fantastic. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you. But I don't know. It's insatiable. Like our need for scat porn is also our need for 5-star written iTunes reviews. So please subscribe, rate 5 stars, write a review. If there's a game you want us to do on the show, or a guest host you want for a certain episode, or both, you can suggest a game and say, I want this person on this with this. Whatever you say, we promise we'll do our best to make that happen. Eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about Hagane. Probably misspelled it earlier. So you might be frustrated if you're Googling it right now. Let me know. I'm sure you will. Let me know if I misspelled it. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. Let us know your cool world stories, because I know you have them. I know that you have them, and I know they all involve jerking it. You can find us on Twitter. We are at tadpog
Or
_
schlicking it.
Or
Schlicking it for our...
But let's be realistic.
For our Chandra lady viewer.
It's about jerking it.
Yeah.
You can also find us on Twitter. We are at tadpog _ podcast. It's cumbersome. I realize. Thank you for everybody who's retweeting us, especially our episode announcements. That's really, really cool. You can, if you would like to, give us money. You can do that. It's a thing that we facilitate through many third parties. You can do it at patreon.com/tadpog. And when you donate even $1 there, you get access to all the bonus episodes that we've done, which is 3 right now. And then we're going to give you one each month. So there's incentive to kind of stick around and keep giving us money because we really love it when you give us money. You can also, if you want to, send a large amount of money through the postal service. Because we have a P.O. box. Tyler, do you have that information for the P.O. box? If you want to just throw wooden nickels inside
where they
Nicole's
can find
box.
Nicole's aching box that just needs to have things sent through it and shoved inside it. That would be TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
How long do you think it'll be before that is memorized by either of us?
A while.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even trying.
I'm not. I was in the middle of my delivery. I was like, don't know that address. Gonna have to go to Tyler on this.
Because that's like the phone number I didn't even try to memorize either. That just took repetition for me to get it. It's the same thing. So like a year.
No, I will never get it because when you start giving the address, I just think about turkey. Like I just think about like other
Turkey
things.
Lurkey from Chicken Little, my favorite character.
Man, how cool would a
TADPOG
Turkey
Studios
Lurkey
Turkey Lurkey,
cosplay
Turkey
be at
Lurkey.
Dragon Con? That would be amazing.
If we go as the entire cast of Chicken Little. Josh is Chicken Little. Let's see. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com.
Can also be found in that Hook playthrough video about minute marker 4.
Yep. Oh, and I guess I brought it up to you, so that means it's in the works. So for Patreon, I do want to do Tomb of Horrors Part 3.
Right.
So if that sounds like something you're into, please throw into Patreon. If this causes a surge to Patreon, if I say this and now we get a whole bunch more, I'll make sure it gets out even quicker if people are really behind that. Part 2 and Part 1 both had really good reception. So
I think those are good episodes. I mean, the horse Dalek alone.
Man, 'cause I totally forgotten about that.
You sent
And
me
I
a
heard
text,
that and I was
yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Tenhey.
Come on, that's bonus
Oh,
content.
man. I loved it so much. I don't like laughing at my own brand, but man. I'm like Kanye West, just listen to my own jokes. How you want to close this out?
Like doodles. Like our favorite doodle.
Like our favorite doodle. Okay. So until next time, a Tropicula Capricorn.
Christopher Walken's your favorite?
Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay.
Brad Pitt.
Adjust it.
Because it sounds like you're angrily masturbating.